who have potential. Data security, data acquisition is a big part of what we're trying to do within the next 3 to 5 years. Marketing, promotion, and local capability building is also one of the key areas we want to focus on within the next 2 to 5 years. Our role at the National Oil Company as a commercial state-owned enterprise for the government and people of Liberia is to promote and market our offshore opportunities. It's to let the world know what our subsurface potential looks like. So over the next years, those are some of the key things we will be doing. Promoting our offshore potential, not just telling the world what our subsurface potential looks like, but what above ground looks like. And that includes our fiscal terms. Are they attractive? Are companies willing to come into our basin with the fiscal terms that we currently have? How does our political space look like? With 3 successive elections, we have a political, stable country that is ready to attract companies of different sizes into our country. Over the next years, those are the things we want to be doing. Letting the world know how stable Liberia is, how predictable is our regulatory regime. With the passage of the petroleum law in 2014, that has created predictability within the sector. So with our fiscal term, political stability, and the predictability of our regulatory environment, we can assure the senators we will continue to attract different types of companies within our basin. As a core function, those are some of the things we intend to be doing. Capacity building as part of local function, that's one of the core activities we intend to engage with. We intend to run a national training and development program that does not just train people for graduate and terminal degree, but for TVET and vocational programs also across the 15 counties of this country. Also, we want to prioritize our exploration activities. And we intend to have a whole government approach, not just the executive. We cannot succeed in the oil and gas sector without all the branches of government. In addition to engaging the legislature, we're also engaging the judiciary to get judges trained in arbitration, oil and gas arbitration, and different kinds of activities. But in order to get to first oil, we have to prioritize our exploration. And I usually say we've had several, or we've extracted different kinds of resources in this country, from gold to iron ore to diamond, different kinds of natural resources, to rubber, cocoa, palm oil. We think oil will make the difference, and we think we need a whole government approach. And how do we get there? How do we get to first oil? In the last 15 years, we drilled 10 wells. 2 of those wells were discoveries. But discoveries at the time that were not considered commercial. That's 10 years ago. Technology has improved. There's different ways. That drilling program has become cheaper. Who knows? Those wells could be commercial today. So the question whether we have oil, yes we do. How do we get to the first commercial discovery within a full government approach and within the next 3 to 5 years?
1 minute. Are you lecturing us now, or are you doing a presentation?
It's my presentation.
So you have this, you have it written,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're presenting to us
Yeah.
right now. Okay.
It's written.
All right, go ahead.
So within the next 3 to 5 years, those are the areas we'll be focusing on drilling. In the sector, we still drill, baby drill. We want to drill more wells as we can, because that's where we will get to first discovery. That's where we'll get to first oil. Also, we want to focus on government-to-government collaboration. And the reason why we think this is important, we have countries within the sub-region that have been in oil and gas for 30, 40 years. Nigeria has been around for several years. Cote d'Ivoire has been drilling and producing oil for several years. Ghana also, in the last 20 years, has been a big oil player. Morocco also has big infrastructure within the oil and gas sector. We also want to focus on how do we collaborate with these countries, how do we share information with these countries, how do we learn from their mistakes, how do we learn not to repeat the mistakes they've made in the past. So we've been working with different governments on different collaborating areas, and we'll continue to do so as the years unfold. Fifth area we want to focus on is the executive allocation. The 2019 law passed by this honorable body created a third option in which petroleum license can be granted to oil and gas company. And that option, executive allocation, provides or creates the platform for the national oil company to be granted 100% equity within an oil and gas acreage. Over the years, we also want to focus on that. We want to ensure that government has a bigger stake within its oil and gas activities. 6, we want to expand our downstream activities. We're a national oil company, we're a commercial entity. Our law provides or gives us the option to do downstream activities. And we want to also copy from other countries. You go to Cote d'Ivoire, PetroC, you go to Nigeria, NNPC, you go to Brazil, Petrobras. They've built an integrated national oil company, where in addition to exploration, they're doing midstream transportation, and they're also doing downstream, bulk sale, wholesale of petroleum resources to the country. And the reason why we think this is important because as the petroleum law, no college go downstream, and we think it's important. We intend to do a logistic hub in Buchanan. We have 201 acres of property in Buchanan. Within the next 5 years, we want to build in the past, our past drilling program, a lot of the services that were provided to oil and gas companies drilling offshore were provided. Transportation services, lay down yards, warehouses were provided from foreign countries. We want those services provided from Liberia. And the reason it's important because those costs that are incurred by these oil and gas companies, they're all recoverable. So the more oil companies pay by acquiring services from foreign countries, the more it is to the government that will have to pay for those services in the future. So we have a big show-based plan in Buchanan, and we're hoping within the next 3 to 5 years we can realize that. Here and board you with words. I want you to hold me accountable. Therefore, I present to you my clear commitment for the coming years. For the first 6 months to 1 year, data center. Our new headquarters, hopefully, I intend to host the first data center for Liberia. We want to conduct initial outreach to diverse partners and commence our G2G collaboration. We want to initiate the executive allocation equity framework with the government, executive, and the legislative branch of government. We want to begin downstream feasibility study and planning for pilot storage facility in Buchanan. Year 1 to 2, we want to sign our first new PSC under the executive allocation option. We want to enhance and scale capacity building program across the 15 counties of Liberia. We want to secure designs approval for the logistic hub and begin storage capacity expansion. We want to scale up the downstream network and achieve fully integrated oil and gas operations. We want to intensify international marketing campaigns and stakeholders engagement. Year 3 and beyond, we want to foster ongoing exploration activities leading to multiple commercial discovery for this country. We want to elevate Liberia as a recognized regional logistic hub in West Africa. In conclusion, the National Oil Company of Liberia Honorable Senator, if I'm confirmed under my leadership, will act as a transparent and capable steward of our hydrocarbon resources. Our approach is meticulously designed to align with national priorities, focusing squarely on exploration activities, job creation, and enhancing local capacity. Honorable Senator, my message to you here today is that Liberia petroleum future will be built on data, inclusion, and strategic partnerships. I seek your constructive collaboration. It will ensure this committee is a partner in this journey through regular briefings and transparent dialogue with this committee, if I'm confirmed. Together, we can deliver the tangible benefits that the Liberian people rightfully deserve. I'm ready to begin this work if confirmed by this honorable body. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nominee. Thank you very much. So we hit the ground running. We'll listen to you, your achievements for the last 9 months acting, your current state, and your future, where you want to take the National Oil Company of Liberia. Senators will now engage you interactively. We look forward to you answering the question. Remember, you are on an oath, so we expect the truth and nothing but the truth. So it's going to be interactive, and there's no time limit. This is a very important sector. If for any reason we don't finish today, we can have a continuance. We can continue this hearing. But senators will be given a free chance to ask you whatever questions they have, and then we determine from there. So, Senator Simon Taylor, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. During your deliberation, you said you do not want to repeat the mistakes that were made in time past. What were those mistakes?
Senator, oil and gas is an extractive resource, particularly local. A key part of our revenue comes from data sales. And it's just like we have 2 seasons in Liberia, rainy season and dry season. There are times within the sector that you have huge data sales, like now, where we're promoting exploration activities. So people, in order to make a decision to come into the country, in order to make a decision to drill a well, will have to acquire data. So you have huge revenue coming in during that period. You have to anticipate that there will be times that companies will have those data, they won't need them anymore. And then your revenue will drop. That's why diversification of revenue stream within the sector is quite important. And that's why we do not intend to only rely on data sale. We want to expand across the value chain to be able to diversify our revenue stream to protect the company and its the country and its citizens as we move into the future.
The mistake was data sale, right? Am I correct?
The mistake was not anticipating that there will be periods where you will not have revenue coming. So you need to be able to diversify your revenue stream. You need to be able to ensure that the current inflow of revenue is protected as we move into the future. So a lot of the activities, activities we're undertaking, the oil infrastructure, investment activities that will continue to give us return to the future at the period where we are unable to sell data.
So right now, how many oil blocks do you have in Liberia?
We have and the Harper Basin. Block 1 to 24 falls within the Liberian Basin, 25 to 33 in the Harper Basin.
You brought 2 companies before the Liberian Senate for ratification. Yeah. And each of those companies were given 4 oil wells.
Yeah, 4 blocks.
4 blocks, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes, correct, Senator.
Did you vet them keenly? Are they able to drill the wells that you give them, or they just acquire them to sell them?
So Senator, we at the National Oil Company, our job, we focus on the commercial aspect of the business. Our job is to market and promote the basin and attract the basin to companies. Our sister organization, the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, is authorized to issue licenses to those companies. As part of their regulatory function, the intent is to they are responsible to pre-qualify all the companies that we bring into the country. So, to answer your question, yes, I'm assuming that our sister organization pre-qualify those companies both for their financial, technical, and legal capabilities.
What were the aspect used to take the hub you're talking about in Buchanan?
To take the hub?
The training place or the facility you're talking
or
about?
The show base. Because Buchanan is a port area, it's less than an hour and 30 minutes drive from the airport. It's a commercial hub too, outside of Monrovia, and the cost of land acquisition also there is not as compared to Montserrat. So those are some of the reasons, among several reasons, that we chose Buchanan.
We're very sure that maybe a few years from now we'll be mining oil in Liberia. Do you have any specific plan to train Liberians to work in that oil industry? Because you realize that, like for example, in the mining sectors, you will find more Liberians, indigenous Liberians, going directly into that sector. So that we are complaining, and because we have not invested so much in training our people to actually mine our resources. So most of the time, when we discover our resources, at first you hear people from Ghana coming to do catering here and the rest of it. Are we prepared now? Or do we have a plan to prepare our people to engage directly into the oil industry where the economies of the country will be strong? Or we just prepare to give it out now and then all of foreign nationals come and take all the resources and carry back, and then we stay here and continue to cry like what is happening in the mining industry?
So, Senator, interestingly, I've asked that question. When you look at the NOCAL Act, part of a key function noted by this body is national training and development of the National Oil Company, and it's a responsibility that we do not take for granted. And as I stated earlier, part of my plan, national training and development, is a key aspect. And we're not just training people, terminal degrees and graduate programs. We're also coming down to vocational engineers, the drilling engineers, and the geologists. There's welders, there's caterers, there's different kinds of people, there's even nurses, there's drivers. So we have to get those people prepared. So when you look in the petroleum agreement that has been submitted to this honorable body, there's a training and development requirement for every oil company that's granted a petroleum sharing agreement to contribute to that training and development fund that's managed by NOCAL and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. So we intend to use that fund to be able to fund our national training and development program. But outside of that training, it's also getting our businesses ready for discovery. So what we've been doing is that we've been working with the Liberia Business Association to be able to get Liberian businesses prepared. Oil and gas is not the regular sector. Catering services, catering company that can provide the quality of catering services that oil and gas require. So what we encourage Liberian Business Association members is to partner with companies, companies that are currently providing services to oil and gas companies, and shadow them, share revenue with them, and learn the business over time. And they've been very receptive to that. So a lot of companies from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Cote d'Ivoire have been engaging Liberian businesses to get prepared for that.
So, look, you talking the talk, I want to see the walk. NOCA has been around for some time. Responsible for that. But NOCA has been around, and I guess those who came here for confirmation have said the same thing that you're saying there. So most of the time we talk the talk, but we don't walk the walk.
But what I'm saying is not what we're planning to do, Senator. Sorry.
Please, let him finish.
Sorry, Senator.
So you are saying it very good today. You came for a job interview. You want the job. You say all the good things that we want to hear. You will say it, but you will not walk the walk. Are you just saying those things because you want the job, or you saying it because you want to transform the oil industry?
Those are things we're already doing, Senator. We just need to expand on it. The Liberian Business Association, I'm in contact with them. I've introduced them to companies in Ghana.
How will you say to me that you're already doing it when NOCA had not even engaged one vocational school to say, teach this course? Specifically for us, when students graduate from here, we'll be prepared to take them in the future.
Okay.
Then you just engage in Liberian businesses all over the place. Let me tell you, one of the major problems we have in this country. Most of the time people say Liberians are not reliable, we are not trustful, and the rest of it. The biggest college we have in Liberia is the business college. But yet, when our students graduate from that college, they cannot have jobs because the Lebanese, Indian, and all the people will say they are not reliable. We need to spend money. They will need to spend so many $millions to carry our people and do a pilot project. How they do their bookkeeping, how do they save their money, how do they add businesses, and the rest of it. Those things cannot happen from the blue sky. You have to go through some training. I guess it took a lot of years to learn what you learned. And you have to go through that training. And you saw Ghana, before they started mining the oil, they trained their own people. Every time when we bring somebody to confirm, they tell us, Ghanaians to come here. I feel jealous about that. I'm very patriotic. I feel jealous about that. The last time, Senator Dylan, I saw in the place there, we were eating, they say, they get 3 years visa, people are rejoicing. I say, I'm not happy. Because the 3 years you go America, sit there and don't come back to face this country. And so I was not happy about that. But that's just a fact. Please, you may be confirmed, maybe. But all the talk, you walk the walk. Then NOCA establish a school or link to a school that they can support and specifically send students there to learn about oil and gas. So that when the people start drilling the oil, you find that students qualify already to work in that industry. If not, when you start drilling the oil, Liberians will not be qualified to work in that industry. And maybe we think that we're acting smart, but we're acting cheap to ourselves. Let us put the money there now and start training our people so that they can have the job. And Honorable Chair, I want to say thank you for the time. Because 2 persons died on Saturday, the elephant killed someone, and just yesterday again, the elephant killed another person. So because of that, I was chosen by the chair to give me the opportunity to speak to you first. Thank you for the time, Honorable Chair. Thank you so much. I'm listening.
You going to represent just you or the other people for the senators?
Yeah, and I'm going to represent us there. Thank you. Yeah, of course.
I'm aware. It's important. Senator Jimon Smith, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Mr. Nominee, welcome again. This whole Republic of Liberia's attention here now, because your sector, if not is the most, is one of the most important sectors that hold the future of this country, especially my home county. And so, from Bombay all the way to Maryland County, everybody attention here. That's why we're telling Lofa County that when we're coming to discuss WOKC, we'll give you preference. Now we're talking the sea coast. We started a journey nearly 10 years ago. Major companies like Chevron, the King, Liberians were so excited. At the end of the day, the whole dashed. There's some semblance of oil in Liberia, but not as commercial. That was the English. Are you saying that we have reached commercial level? First question.
So, Senator, for the record, we are not able to establish that our reservoir is commercially viable.